Hello and welcome to another weekly news video. Now this video is being recorded on the day before its actual release, so once again this is not going to have the most up-to-date information if there's news that is shared on the Discord or elsewhere come either later this evening or earlier in the day Tuesday. However, it will have as much up-to-date information as possible and of course my opinions on it. As a quick aside, I do have new codes for this month as a refresher for the creator program, which means that every video is going to have our wonderful bestie bottle hidden somewhere. Find it, be the first to comment the timestamp of the appearance of it below, and I will DM you if you are the first one to do so for each new video that comes out this month, in order to get you a coupon reward, which means you will get some free divine gems and gold boxes. Good luck to anyone participating, and with that, let's get into the video. To start things off, of course, we are in the middle of a XP charm event. Now, this event comes a bit late for what most people wanted, but it's nice to see that it's here anyways. There is still some tone-deaf stuff happening, though. A quick rundown of it means that we have 600,000 EXP that you can get for your character total over the course of the event over 2 weeks. This is between August 5th and August 19th. We're at the midway right now. Now, it does say that you can get these rewards just by completing the specified dungeons listed here within the 2-week period. However, there is a weird table that shows round 1 and round 2. I assume this means week 1 and week 2, although it's never specified anywhere in the article or the post about it, whether this is broken down by weeks or if you just like run it 10 times in total before like the week ends, you get it anyways. At least for the Black Ram Supply Chain, Support and Command Teams, and Bloodshade Harbor Command and Support Team dungeons. For the Highland Exile and Twisted Labyrinth requirements, it's just 2 times run at all, and you get the 100k EXP's worth of charms just delivered to you. Now, this does bring into question the tone deaf part that I was talking about before. The rewards and this kind of event are really suited for lower level players. Anyone who's already running Twisted Labyrinth probably doesn't care or doesn't need the EXP charms at the Twisted Labyrinth stage. This is going to be a very, 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 very minuscule subset of players, or it's designed to encourage higher whale players to try and help lower level players run these dungeons once or twice within the event span, just to get them a quick clear, and maybe encourage lower level players to ask those higher up players to do so they can get their EXP. But overall, this isn't really going to do much, except maybe help higher level players who already can clear the dungeon level their alts a little bit more. I would have liked to see something where maybe you just cut off that requirement entirely, or cut off the legendary requirements entirely, and maybe give more EXP for the purple dungeons in general. There are a lot of people still struggling to do training base / command center, not nearly as much as several weeks ago or a month ago. Obviously, many people have been able to level up and gear up since then, but they still do exist, and that's primarily the player that this kind of event is geared for. So why not just give them those rewards instead of making it such a wall to try and break through? To be fair, the rewards for this aren't even that great compared to what players who are able to run, say Highland Exile and Twisted Labyrinth, can get from 30 minutes to an hour in Moonstone Plains to begin with. Sorry, Lunar Shadow Meadow, or whatever. Lunar Shadow Plains, I don't care, whatever it's called. I'm calling it MSP, it's MSP. Overall, it's a bit removed from what the expectations of an event like this would actually be for the players, but it's nice to see something happening rather than nothing at all. Hopefully we can see more stuff like this happening at a more pertinent time in the future, especially with Silver Frost Mountains on the horizon sometime. We're guessing either September or October. It's going to be one of those. We'll find out which one. Speaking of players who could use the boost, we are currently in the middle as well of a Warriors of Fishbelly and Hogshed event. These are going to be players who were playing on these new release servers, the Fresh Start servers, when they came out a little over a month and a half ago or so. Now, they knew the players in there were struggling, especially because as the population and interest dwindled, there wasn't too much opportunity for players to actually progress their characters without spending buttloads of money, and even then, there was no one to run stuff with. So they're doing a catch-up event. Anyone who logged into a character on that server in the last 30 days can claim this, which means even if your main character is not from that server, if you have a fully decked out, geared main character, third character, second, fourth, whatever it is, If your 5th character, your last one, level 5, had logged in at all for the last 30 days to one of those servers, you can claim all of these rewards for your account, and I figure that's what a lot of people are going to be ending up doing, since it seems like not many people are actually playing on those servers routinely, but a lot of people might have had alts to try out the Fresh Start servers when they were first created. The big rewards here come really randomly as a random purple chest for your skill book, 5 random blue skill book chests, some portrait chests, and about 50 gold and some insignias. All stuff which, as welcome by the newer players, is not going to help them catch up significantly to where everyone else is. What's really going to help them catch up significantly to where everyone else is the people in the game helping them through the newer dungeons and making sure that they can gear up appropriately. I'm sure the 50 gold will help a little bit with transmutations and things, but you know what, it would have been really nice? Maybe something that wasn't complete random bullshit like a random purple box. We all know how great of a reward that is to get. I don't think anyone values those things anymore. Obviously, there are the people that hit it big, but in general, a random purple box is basically just saying, here's like an extra 1k gems. Oh, but wait, it's probably not even tradable on market, so here's an extra purple page for when you finally try for that legendary in 2 years, Kappa. Next up, we have a 4-leaf clover booster event. This is basically a boost to the current event that they already have going on for the 4-leaf clovers. They heard your feedback. They heard that people really hated the fact that it was going to be so hard to save up clovers just to try for a chance at this outfit that people wanted. So they said, we're not going to make it guaranteed, no, but we're going to help you out a little bit. Here's like 6 extra chances if you're a good boy and log on every day in order to try and get that Goku hair that you so rightfully want. And by the way, it is awesome. I recently rolled it. I got it on my first try. Lucky me. Thank you, streamer luck. Oh yeah. And it's so fun. Absolutely worth it if you can get it. Hopefully everyone can get it, especially with this booster event. But to go over how it is really quickly, you're basically going to be able to get 10 extra clovers a day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for every weekend in August. This most recent weekend that passed being the first time that it's happened. You have to remember to go into F10 and actually claim the coupon every single day in order to get these rewards, which makes it a little tricky because depending on reset times, you might miss a day, or also just if you forget, you will miss a day or 2 or multiple. But technically, you still have a chance to get up to 90 clovers left in the month as of the publishing of this video, as long as you are logging in and claiming those coupons every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday until the end of August. So please make sure you're doing that. If you're able to get those costumes, they look really sick, and even if you don't care for the aesthetic, it does get you some extra virtuous soul badge pieces when you dismantle it. So it is still worth something to you, even if you mostly get portrait chests that you don't care for. It's nice to see this event, and also a little bit saddening at the same time. On the one hand, this 4-leaf clover event should have always had more opportunities to get clovers, so that way people didn't feel like they were just stuck if they got bad luck not being able to get the outfit. But at the very least, the company was able to listen to player feedback and turn around pretty quickly and adjust course to say, hey, we understand we fucked up. Here's how we're able to deal with it. Here's how we can handle it. Please claim these rewards free on us. So a bit of give and take. On the one hand, they definitely fucked up, but on the other hand, at least they're listening. So remember that your cries will always be heard if they're doing things right and listening to their players to hold on to the few players that they do have left in this game. Hopefully there will be drastic changes, or at least minor changes for the players that ask for reasonable things. Which leads us to our next point. The last and final thing I want to touch on, which isn't actually official news, but is something that was dropped in the server maintenance post as of today, about 2 hours ago at the recording of this video. There is going to be a forbidden treasure chest coming. No one has any idea what this is, but we're all assuming it's basically the treasure trove that Korea has gotten several of at this point. This is huge news because this is something that players have been asking for recently, especially the more whale players. And I understand the complaints, oh great, another event for whales in this game. But this time I do have some caveats that I do want to share my opinion on. I'll get to that in a second. For first, let's just cover the expectations of what this could mean, assuming that this is what this is. The treasure trove events that they are having in Korea, although I don't want to call them treasure trove, but basically they're little gold boxes that you can go into the Dragon Trader in your little inventory tab and buy for 10 gold a piece, the same way that you can buy the weapon skin boxes for gold there right now. Now these will have a variety of goodies in them, and they'll range from a lot of different things. The first time Korea got these boxes, the best thing that you could get were some legendary portrait chests, ? It wasn't the best thing, but it wasn't the worst. There wasn't a ton that you could get. You could maybe get like a random purple chest for your skill books, I think. Moving on later, they did add better and better rewards, and in some of the more recent treasures chests that they had in Korea, they had the ability to get straight up legendary books from those chests at like a 0.2% chance or something like that. However, keep in mind that you can buy as many of these chests as you want. So as of recording this, the gold market, at least in North America, has been completely bought out. No one's posting gold. Any gold that was on the market is being bought, and that shit is going to skyrocket in price. If you're someone who doesn't care about these events and just wants to make divine gems, you will make a lot more on them right now and in the next couple days than you will probably ever make on them again. In addition to that, this also means that players will finally have a more accessible way, albeit a gamba way, to try and get legendary books and all this other goodies, potentially depending on what's actually in the chests. We don't know what's in the chests, but there is potential for it. Who knows, maybe by the time this video is actually posted, there's an actual post on the Discord saying what's in them. There are posts on the Discord right now from Ronan saying he doesn't know what's in them, he hasn't taken a look, but the team's working on it, and of course everyone is asking to see the loot. So we'll have to wait and find out to see what that is, but here's to hoping. And the reason and the bit of I want to touch on right now as to why I'm actually hoping there's good stuff in this is because the players in this game desperately need some way to progress outside of the usual means, and these treasure troves actually end up being a decent way to do so, even if it is RNG. Even if there aren't legendary skill books in there, which there really should be, or otherwise people just probably aren't going to participate in it nearly as much as NCSoft hopes, there will still be opportunities for people to get good items and also purple books. Now, even if these purple books that you get from chests are bound in some way, it does give people an option to find a purple book that they need for their main skill and upgrade their build a little bit that way, or get one to replace a market bought one that they already have and then put that on the market. And I heavily encourage this because the markets have been super dry in the game. Super dry. There are no books anywhere. Basically, after all the whales fully built out their entire builds, it basically meant, oh, there's no one left to actually put books on market, so guess what? You're just going to have to wait for the one person every 2 months that actually rolls whatever you want to put up on market just to have it taken away by someone else, since there's going to be 5,000 other people waiting for that same high priority skill. So I'm hoping that this treasure trove encourages people to spend more of their gold and kind of stimulate the economy in the game that way for the most important items in the game, the skill books that everyone needs to stack and build up. Hopefully you have some people finding some good luck. Maybe there's a legendary skill in the gamba boxes, and hopefully some people who have played this game for a long time, maybe free to play, maybe not, who really put a lot of time and effort into this game can roll a legendary skill. They deserve it, and hopefully we can just see a little bit more participation in the game after this. In the end, while you do participate against other players in certain aspects of the game, particularly world boss, there's really not many other aspects that you really go head-to-head against, since most people don't actually do faction PvPs, and no one really cares about Skyhaven. That's all taken over by Skyhaven mafias. It's a little crazy. But outside of that, it's always better to have your teammates be more geared than less geared. So even if you are not lucky yourself, if those around you are lucky, it will still make your time running the dungeons and getting your character progression to be easier, assuming that the people who actually get the wealth are willing to share it with others. So here's a call to action for anyone who does get lucky in the event to help those underneath when you can. Make sure that when you're doing your purple trains, when you're doing your blue trains, maybe if you're running some of the higher up dungeons and you have an extra spot because you have the extra DPS to carry someone, maybe put that offer out there instead of just grabbing another big whale, so that way the top stay at the top. This is a community game after all, and the more players you encourage to play with you and stay in the game, the better the game will be for everybody. As I was wrapping up recording and editing this video, there was one more piece of information that got put out, so I'm including it here at the very end. It was the winner of the Hot Chroma Summer Fashion Contest. God, that is a mouthful. Anyway, congratulations to the Neo winners. You have Arianel with her piece Dive Bomba, you have Apollyon with their piece Sunkissed, and you have Seely, with their piece Bird Coves. You also have a slew of runner-ups who all have really awesome works as well. Clearly better than the piece I tried to put out. It was something. And then you of course have the live winners as well. Congratulations to Talis for their piece Lotus Lounging, Kayla for their piece Splish Splash Joy, and Volley Q for Traveling Across the Horizon, and the runner-ups for them as well. I know this is a Neo channel, however, especially when it comes to art, it's all basically the same game, so we might as well celebrate everyone together. Also, congratulations to the community and all people who participated. We destroyed the stretch goals that they set for us. They asked for, I think it was like 100 submissions or something. They got 900 plus across NA and EU for both games. So that means we get full rewards. Ironically, in classic NA NCSoft fashion, the picnic day outfit that was promised to us for the Neo side of things has to be replaced with a different outfit, White Lotus. I'm sure some people are happy about that, some people might be sad. Either way, we still get a costume, but it's just hilarious that it's always something, isn't it? Anyway, dragging the NCSoft name through the dirt again for their mistakes just aside, I think it was a fun contest overall. It was kind of fun to participate. I actively went on stream to make my piece with people watching, and it was a fun time. Would do it again. Do enjoy it. Enjoy these things. Although I do wish I at least got a runner-up piece. Come on, it was clearly something. With all of that being said and all that copium aside, I do hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, night, whatever it is, wherever you are, and I will catch you next time. Peace.